Okay, so Midnight Strike is here, and I am here to answer all of your questions that you submitted to me last week. Actually, 2 Tuesdays ago, but I just wanted to wait a few more days after the initial 1 week anniversary deadline that I initially set for myself, just to see if I could get a few extra questions. And lo and behold, it actually worked. A lot more people posted when I reposted it to my Facebook, so I am going to go through each and every individual question and answer them accordingly. So, and again, thank you for submitting your questions, obviously. I really appreciate all the support and all of the feedback that I'm getting on all of my reviews and everything that's going on. So basically, we're going to start off with my fellow reviewer and really good friend now, Chainsaw Gears 12, with your question. And Chainsaw said, "Congrats on 100 subs, man." Well, thank you, Chainsaw. I have a question. What are your current favorite games to play on any system? Well, funny you ask that, Chainsaw Gears. I actually have a lot of games that I'm playing right now that are on my plate. Mainly old retro NES games, which is why I'm deeply saddened, among other reasons, that my NES crapped out on me. But, like I said, I'm getting a new one in, well, a day or two. It's supposed to come in between the 2nd and 3rd of May. So, looking forward to that so I can finally play the 3 games that I'm about to mention. Again, Super Mario Bros. 3, Kirby's Adventure, which I was raving about, and what was the other one? Legend of Zelda. How could I forget Legend of Zelda? That just pisses me off now. Legend of Zelda, the gold cartridge, which I showed off in my Kirby review, I believe. So, yeah, those 3 games, along with Resident Evil on the PS2. I just beat that game, Resident Evil 4, and I'm going through the extras right now on it. Really fun little mini games where you fight as Ada Wong and Leon, among other characters, facing off against zombies. So just trying to see how many you can kill in a certain amount of time. Really fun. Another game that I'm playing right now is Red Faction. I'm towards the end quarter of it, and I'm just trying to beat the game because I've never played it before this. This is my first playthrough, and I absolutely love the game. Also, Fallout 3 for the PS3, trying to get back into that. Just got the game a few weeks ago, and I haven't played it up until about a week ago, and then I just stopped for some reason. Probably too much on my plate, but I'm also trying to play Red Dead Redemption. Really fun game, awesome Western title, much like Grand Theft Auto 4, so obviously everyone knows what it is because, it was released by same people who made GTA, Rockstar Games. Absolutely love that. That and GTA San Andreas. Really awesome games. So, hope that answers your question. Thank you for asking. So the next question is one of 2 questions by Mike Stout. And the first one is, will you do a versus video on Sebastian Bach's live CDs, Bring Me Bach Alive, and his new one, Apocalypse Now? I never really thought about it. Maybe I'll put it in like a fan section if they are so inclined to vote for it, and maybe do it then. I still gotta listen to both of these albums to get them fresh in my mind, because that's what I do before I review something, is I want to have the music fresh in my mind, so even if I am just reviewing it and I've heard it a million times over, I just want to listen to the album just in its entirety, just to see what I'm reviewing, just so that I know exactly what I'm going to say. Basically like a refresher. Did you hear that Sebastian Bach is actually coming out with a new album? That's what it said on my share that I posted on my Facebook, that they are looking and rehearsing in the studios or something like that. But yeah, you can check that out in your own time. But yeah, it's just really awesome news that he's coming out with another album, or at least working on one, a mere 2 years after Kicking and Screaming comes out. Not even 2 years. But yeah, Kicking and Screaming, awesome. Awesome music. Shame Nick Sterling's not in the band anymore, but hey, maybe this Jeff George guy is better. Maybe he'll bring a little bit of sense of more of a metal style versus the hard rock that Nick Sterling gave off for his vibe. So, yeah, we will see. And to answer your next question, which is, do you dig Whitesnake or Deep Purple Coverdale Days? To be honest, I've heard more Whitesnake than anything, but Deep Purple Coverdale Days I have not regrettably heard. So I'm going to go off what I know of Whitesnake. Whitesnake is a really good band so far, from what I've heard. I've heard more of their earlier albums. I haven't heard their newest one, which I believe was released in 2011. Had an awesome cover, though. I saw it. I don't remember the name of it, but it's not really a band that I'm too into. But at the same time, I really, really love Coverdale's vocal style. It's like he knows when to sing really low and bluesy and smooth, but he can also hit those really high notes while maintaining a raspy tone much like in Still of the Night. So, songs I've heard, Ready and Willing, Fool for Your Lovin', love the original one, not the one off Slip of the Tongue. I like both of them, but Fool for Your Lovin' just has that appeal to it, that that bluesy kind of appeal that I really like. So, you know, off Saints and Sinners, Here I Go Again. This is one that, you know, I like the bluesy one, but I like the one off of the self-titled a little bit better. Even though it's more commercial, it's a little bit more mainstream. I don't know, it's something about it. I can't really put my head on it, you know? But, yeah, I've heard the entire self-titled album. I've heard a few off Slip of the Tongue, Saints and Sinners, Slide It In. I've heard that one. Pretty good stuff, I guess. Pretty good hard rock album. Pretty much at its finest. So, 80s hard rock at its finest, moreover. But, you know, I was requested to review the self-titled album, so I will be doing that in May. And, I'm taking a look at that Dangerous Toys album, and the Dream Theater one, of course, Train of Thought. So, be on the lookout for those next May. And of course the next question is by my good friend Louis540X, and he asks, will you at least do a Let's Play or walkthrough with one of your emulated games? I'd really enjoy that. Well, it's funny you mention that, because this question was actually asked before I changed my playlists around and made room for Midnight Strike Plays. Of course, I actually made an update video of that, but games I'm playing right now include Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel for the Game Boy Color. I've been playing that pretty much ever since November, but it was under gaming videos. I didn't really intend for it to become like a walkthrough kind of thing. I just wanted to show the first level. But then, you know, as soon as part 2 rolled around, I'm just like, hey, maybe this can actually turn into an emulated walkthrough. So I'm probably going to do a little bit more with Mega Man Battle Network 2, and that one's actually going to have a little bit of a voiceover as soon as I get all the review stuff out of the way. But you know, this channel isn't going to become a full-blown Let's Play channel. Like I said, my Midnight Strike Plays an almost HD update video. But, you know, I will do it on my spare time if I can, just for the heck of it, just for fun. And if I find a way to better record, like, gameplay footage of, say, PS2 or PS3 games, then I'll definitely do that as well. So, I hope that answers your question. And the next question, let's see, is by Thomas the Rockaholic 11. And Thomas's question, will you ever do a versus video on Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter? So basically much like what I said to Mike, pretty good idea, just never thought of it before, but you know, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my versus videos. Maybe sometime in the near future I might do some of these suggestions, or if I don't do them I'll just put it in the fan voted section in case you guys want to just vote for it if you ever see fit. So yeah, like I said, I just pretty much come up with these in strides, basically like, oh hey, that'd be a good idea, when I'm not doing like a fan-voted versus, and all the fan-voted suggestions are just basically there, and if it doesn't get voted in this week, it might get voted in next week because they're all rehashed, reused from the previous weeks if I think it's a good idea. And if you guys have suggestions, like I said, I'll feel free to shoot them my way and I'll put them in there. So the only reason why I don't let people put in their own suggestions is because sometimes people put in the suggestions that really I have no idea about, and I can't really do an entire video on something that I have no clue what to do with it. So yeah. The next question is by Bronze Dano, and his question is, how did you get into doing these reviews? What would you suggest on how to get started? And do you listen to other music like hip-hop? I'd like to see someone review early Eminem. Well, to save the time, if you're ever interested in the story on how I got started on reviewing, it's in my 50 subscribers video. To detail on that, though, I actually first got started reviewing, technically, in 2007, when I did a review of Mega Man Battle Network 2, although it wasn't a video review, it was an article review. That is also linked in my review, or my video review that I just did, like, last week, this week-ish, and of Mega Man Battle Network 2, so you can look that up if you ever have the time. But as far as advice goes, no matter who it is, every reviewer that tries to give advice, for some reason, you know, people end up thinking they're trying to sound pretentious or trying to tell other people how to review, and, you know, when I say this stuff, that's not my intention at all whatsoever. The best thing that I can tell you what to do, or tell anyone that wants to start reviewing, is just to give them advice, is to tell them to keep putting out content, not to get discouraged at all. And subs don't matter. You can keep putting out content as long as it's quality content. People will share your videos, people will comment, and they will like it. So, even if you get constructive criticism or even if you get trolls, don't give up is pretty much all I can say. So, that being said, as far as other music goes, I'm pretty much a rock and metal junkie. I listen to country on occasion, like old Johnny Cash songs, stuff like that. But as far as like Eminem goes, I like a few songs. I like the song Not Afraid, but other than that, I've listened to a few of them. Not Afraid, Slim Shady's alright, but as far as rap and all that other stuff goes, I'm not really the biggest fan. But I'm objective. I'll listen to it, and if I like it, then whatever. NWA, that's another one. Express Yourself by NWA, the remix or whatever, the rapping version. I like that one a lot better than the original. So yeah, a few rap songs here and there, but other than that, not really a big fan. So, hope that answers your question. Okay, one last thing before I end this video. I'm going to do a series of shoutouts to those people who congratulated me, just to say thank you for your support. So, to start off, let's see what we got here. We have StrongBoys19. He does reviews, drum covers, and other things, and just basically rock/metal oriented videos. He's got over 500 subs. Really cool guy. You should check him out. Thomas the Rockaholic, he's an upcoming reviewer, and I gotta say, he's really inspiring, really nice guy, really fun to talk to, and he's doing a request month this month, apparently, so show him some love. The Album Man. The Album Man is a reviewer with over 300 subs, really cool guy, really awesome, really straightforward, and is not afraid to tell you what he thinks. If he doesn't like something, he's gonna tell you. If he likes something, he's gonna tell you. So, kudos to you on that. You're a really honest reviewer, really like you. Thank you very much for your support. And of course, Chainsaw Gears 12, one of my really good friends, even like online. Really nice guy, really up and coming, like really upbeat, and really knows what he's talking about, really knows his stuff. And I gotta say, his discussion videos are really fun to watch, and really fun to comment on, and basically get into a discussion with other users. So, thank you for your support, and go check him out. He also does album reviews, and basically anything metal. So, the next person is one of my fans, The Rocker 213, and he congratulated me and said, I'm saying thank you. He actually posted a review of Monster by Kiss, and I don't know if that was inspired by my take on it or whatnot, but it's really good for a first review. My first review actually really sucks. It was of Worship Music by Anthrax, and like I said, re-recorded it twice and couldn't get the right feel to it. I was able to on my third time on my Midnight Strike channel, but not on my old channel for some reason. So, yeah. Well, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. So I hope I answered all your questions. If you didn't get the question in time, then you can just inbox me or post it to my Facebook wall. So, thank you very much for watching. This is Midnight Strike 3625. Keep calm and rock on.